What's up, y'all? So we're gonna get straight to it. As a GH5 owner, will I be upgrading to the A7S III? Yeah. Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Sean Brooks. I'm a filmmaker based right here in Chicago. If you're new to my channel, I do camera reviews, product reviews, laptop reviews, anything that's gonna help you become a better creator. That's what my channel is all about. And I also give you tips and tricks that you learn from my experience. If that sounds like something that interests you, man, make sure you sub to the channel. And follow me everywhere at Brookssmedia. I mean, yo, I'm going up, bro. Like, I'm gonna just be real with y'all. I know, you know what I'm saying, I ain't showing on YouTube, but your boy is, I'm getting out there a little bit. First things first, before we get into the nitty gritty of the A7S III, I even be sure to put a time code or a timestamp where you can find where we're gonna talk about the A7S III. But first and foremost, I at least wanna address my subs because it's been a couple of weeks really since I gave you guys like a full-fledged video other than trailers and whatnot. So let me at least explain what's been going on. So as you guys know, I am a professional. This is what I do. You know what I mean? I didn't create a YouTube channel and become a professional. I was a professional and then I created a YouTube channel. Like, I'm pretty sure that makes sense. So with that being said, there's gonna be times where I get jobs and projects to do where I cannot, you know, I can't put all my attention to YouTube. It just is what it is. Like, I had projects that was coming up. Some of them like pretty high paying again. Like, y'all know, like we talking about, you know, a couple of thousands. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't really shy away from the information I give y'all, but this is like just to give y'all the real, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of stuff has changed in these past couple of weeks. Number one, I bought something. I don't want to spoil what that is, but if you're following me on Instagram already at Brookssmedia, you already know what that is. I got a video coming up talking about what I bought, how I bought it, but it was something I definitely need for my production. So, I mean, you wait this long, I'll just tell you. I bought a drone, Mavic Air 2 to be exact. I got a video coming out, you know what I'm saying, talking about how I got that and the amazing deal I got for it. I bought a new book bag, so I got what I travel with coming out. Then I also have some reviews coming out for the Daddy S mic 2S and then the Lenovo laptop. Now these reviews are already done. Except for the Daddy S mic, I might go back and redo that only because there's a lot more information that I can give you guys actually using it in the field a lot more other than a YouTube setting. So I have more of a comprehensive review for that mic coming that I felt like the review that I did, I'm probably just gonna end up scrapping that out like all together. So the next video you guys see after this will be the Lenovo review, and then we'll be back on track after that. So with that being out the way now, let's talk about the A7S III. And as a GH5 owner, I will feel you will be a fool not to upgrade. But first, you know, when we got this set up, you know, it's after hours. By the way, I make sure I drop a review link. I'll make sure I drop an Amazon link for these lights here. I just picked these up. Actually, I'm not gonna drop an Amazon link yet because I haven't reviewed them yet. Let me finish checking these lights out, but so far, they do what I need them to do. This is apple juice, by the way. Just in case I got a random child watching, it's apple juice. Good old apple juice. So, A7S III. All right, look, I made a video on my What the Frame platform. This when I was still on Sean Be Nice, detailing how the A7S III can, like, honestly just take all my money. And in that video, I gave it a limitation. I said, Sony, if you give me 4K 60 10-bit, if you want to be nice, if you want it to be nice, give me 4K 90. That was like my cap. I said, as long as you get 10-bit, a full HDMI port, and a flippy screen, I'm cool. Sony, okay. So Sony did everything and some, okay? So let's just go ahead and run down the list. You know, I don't even feel like I should even be going down the list at this point because at this point, you guys already know what the A7S III is, and there's been plenty of talks about it. I at least want to share my perspective on, coming from a GH5 user, would this be a camera to upgrade? So let's just run down, like, real quick, just the basics of what we know what this camera has. 10-bit and all codecs, a flippy screen, 4K 120 with sound, the best autofocus in the game. I don't know if that was 4 or 5, I lost count. Mr. Apple Juice just started. And on top of that was two things. Well, three things. I got, you know, it was just so many with this camera. I'm just like, how in the world can you make a camera this perfect? And they did it. So not only do you have quad card slots, quad, I didn't say 2, I said quad, that's 4. You get a camera that does all of this under the price of $4,000, okay? $3,500 to be exact. And I know you guys are thinking like, well, Sean, if it's not the price, what's the third thing that's really just like so compelling, it will make you leave the GH5 in a heartbeat? Now, granted, I told you guys that I had the Ninja V Atomos in it, but I sold it. But with the A7S III being able to do 16-bit in external RAW, 16-bit external RAW. Look, here's the thing. I was already kind of on board for leaving Panasonic this year anyway. I love my GH5. Don't get me wrong. Let's not confuse that. Some more apple juice. This camera arguably is still one of the best cameras that you can honestly get under $1,500 at this point, and it still can go head to head with something like a Fuji X-T4 in 2020. Okay, so I'm not by no means calling the GH5 a slouch. But with my production, the way that I shoot has changed. Now, granted, the GH5 can get me through all my production. I'm still making good bread off of this camera. You know, I have the second body, you know, I have a G85. Like, I have no problem with Micro Four Thirds and Lumix as a whole at all. But man, yo, I have some really noisy neighbors. If you hear something, little feet pitter pattering, it's upstairs. I have no problem with Micro Four Thirds body, okay? I have no problem with the GH5. I mean, hell, if you look at it like spec wise, the GH5 shoots 400 megabits per second, and it does pretty much every codec that you could think of in 10-bit 422 minus the 4K 60. Before its time, you know what I'm saying? I'm still cool with 8-bit at 420. You know what I mean? To be honest, I'm not even really using 4K 60 like that. To be real, I've been using 10-bit full HD at 200 megs per second, to be honest. Like, that's what I've been shooting most of my videos isn't late. It's full HD, 100 megs, and it's upscaling. I know you guys didn't realize the difference because the GH5 shoots such a high bit rate for full HD. I mean, it does. It is what it is. Especially at all eye. You know what I mean? This is a camera that's undoubtedly still, you know what I'm saying? Even if you look at the Sony A7S III for what you're getting for the price of the GH5 now, even if you compare the two, right? If you compare the GH5 to the A7S III and just on price point alone, if you're getting the GH5 at $1,300 and you're getting really close, now mind you, I'm using really close with the fine-tuned measurement here. You're pretty much good to go. You know what I mean? Like, besides the low light and the whole full frame look, and autofocus, obviously. The GH5 has dual card slots, which is UHS-2, go to 400 megs. I mean, it's still a beast of a camera, but for the way I shoot right now, the way my production is ramping up, the way I have things coming to my plate, I have one. I got a meeting with them on Tuesday. I can't tell y'all exactly, you know what I'm saying, who this foundation is that reached out to me, but your boy got, you know, listen, okay? For the people I'm about to be working with now, you know, might want to go ahead and step it up just a little bit. Now, granted, the work that I see in my GH5 is perfectly fine, but the A7S III just offers something at an unprecedented price that no camera to me can offer right now. The R5 and the R6 is a joke. When Canon dropped those cameras, I don't understand how those cameras left the assembly line or production with this many overheating issues. So to me, Canon R5 and Canon R6 are just instantly ruled out. So right now, the top dog, honestly, because if you even look at Fuji, yeah, Fuji's coming up. You know, they got some good updates and all that, and fix the IBIS and fix autofocus and fix the stepping issue. Again, shout out to you, Fuji, because you listen. But Sony, they didn't need no extra tries. They ain't no firmware updates. They had no overheating issues. They came out and said, here's a perfect camera, and dropped it, and then left. I haven't heard anything else from Sony other than like promo, but Sony knew what they had in store. And for me, as a GH5 user, seeing the death of Olympus and seeing the fact that Panasonic is so quiet, and the fact that they haven't really done any true upgrades with the GH5 other than these whack-ass firmware updates, but they're not like trying to do anything other than to unlock the potential of their top-of-the-line their top-of-the-line Micro Four Thirds body system at this moment. So therefore, it's starting to kind of make me believe that Micro Four Thirds is dying, and I can't be held with a system that's, you know, no longer going to be supported. So I have to go with Sony. From the email system to, don't even get me, first of all, did y'all know this camera can shoot in, like, it got night vision. I know y'all gonna probably say like it does low light really good. No, it has colored night vision is what I'm calling that camera. I've never seen a camera that can shoot at ISOs that high and look that clean. I mean, Matty Kapoor, God forbid, you know, I watch, you know, we talk about Matty's videos a lot on this channel, but his videos actually been pretty good. And the fact that he was able to shoot 4K at 120 and the only light source that was coming was from my cell phone. Sorry, going off on a tangent here. It's a longer video, but a lot of apple juice. So without making this video any longer than it has to be, I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. Panasonic gotta drop a GH6 that's out of this world. The GH6 gonna have to come with some heat to make me stay with Panasonic. Because as of right now, I'm team Sony. I'm team Sony Alpha. I'm team Sony. A7S III is my camera to go to, and Panasonic gonna have to drop some crack. We ain't calling it heat rot. We ain't calling, no, they need to drop a lyrical drug. They need to drop coquina, the white girl, they need to drop some crazy to make me be like, oh, well, I'm gonna stick with my Micro Four Third lenses and tell Sony. So, with that being said though, I'm curious, if you are, you know what I'm saying, you ain't even gotta be a GH5 owner. Is the A7S III compelling enough to make you switch your entire system? Or is it just an upgrade for you because you already have a Sony camera anyway? I'm really curious, like, you know what I'm saying? Given the fact that how most of the cameras that's out right now can do a lot of what we need it to do, because at the end of the day, it's not the camera that makes you a better shooter, it's the person behind the camera. But with all that being said, if you're a professional who knows what they're doing, who's actually assessed the market and assessed their clientele, is the A7S III something that you're ready to jump into now, or are you perfectly fine with the camera that you own? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm really curious. Sorry for the hiatus, but I'm trying to get back on track. I've been busy. So, love. It's your boy Sean Brooks, and I'm out, man. Deuces.